Hello everyone and welcome you all to another chapter of photo editing with Photoshop, Illustrator, Canva and Lightroom tutorial. So now this is the chapter number 9 where I'll be showing you guys how you will be able to remove background in Illustrator. Suppose you do have an image and now you want to change the background of that image. So we'll be learning about that one in detail over here. If you want to put some kind of gradient color into your background, you guys can also do that right over here itself. So let's not waste time and let's get started. So over here, as you guys can see, now I'm here in the home page of the Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so the first thing what you need to do is click here onto the new file, and from here basically you guys will be able to select what kind of size do you want right over here. So let's take up a letter size, and from here let's name this file as removing background. So I will come here and I will just name this particular file as removing background. And now let's click on to create. Okay, so I will just create this particular page right over here on my screen. And if you do want to put on any kind of image, what you need to do is you need to come here into the file. Okay, so let's come here into the file option, and from here let's go to this option called as place. Okay, and the shortcut key for place is shift plus control plus P from your keyboard. Otherwise, if you're a Mac user, it's command plus option plus P from your keyboard. So now let's click on to this place option over here into the file. And now let's take this particular image and let's click on place. And now this particular image is actually waiting for my command that I will select up a particular zone where this image will get pasted over here in my new document. So now let me just create up a new page. Let's come here back again. Let's go to file, and from file again let's go to place, and from place let's come down and let's take this image. Let's click on place, and now over here you guys can see the size of this particular image. So now if you do want to increase the size, you guys can come here and you guys will be able to increase the size of the image as a whole. So now let's come here, let's select this one, and now using Control plus, let's try to zoom in over here. So now as I had zoomed in, here you guys can see this particular image over here basically do have a white background. Okay, so now I will remove this white background and I want to give this one up some different color. So in that case, the first thing what I need to do is you need to log this thing up. Okay, so over here there are different ways of how you will be able to log this particular image in this particular place of your document. One is you come here into the layer panel, and from here you guys can just on the toggle lock option. Otherwise, there is another option from where you guys can come here. Let's go to this object one, and from object let's go to lock, and from here you guys can click on selection. Okay, so you can just lock this particular selection up, and the shortcut key for that is Control plus 2 from our keyboard. Otherwise, command plus 2 if you are a Mac user. So I will click here on selection. And now once I have logged this thing, what I'm going to do now is I am going to take up my pen tool. Okay, so once I have selected this particular pen tool, let's come here into the properties panel. And from here now let's search for a point. Okay, so let's come here and let's go back, and from here let's try to find up an edge. Okay, so I have found an edge over here. Let's come here and now let's take out this particular place quite like this. Let's come here and also let's select this particular part. And what you're going to do is you need to come right over here, and now I will just select this particular part over here itself. So I will come here, I will just select this particular part, and now if you do want to go back, there is a small change which you need to do right over here. So over here, as you guys can see, select the fill color when you are selecting your pen tool, and now make sure that your fill have none of the colors. So again, come here onto the edge exactly. So I will come here onto the edge over here. Let's come to this particular edge here as well. Let's go back. let's come here. If you do any kind of mistake while doing, make sure that you click onto the escape option. So let's come here. So I will just take out my pen tool, and what I'll do is I will try to make out a straight cut. Okay, so I will try to make out a straight cut right over here. Let's go back, and now if you do want to come down at some place quite like this, come here and now give this one up a cut into this particular point as well. So let's come here, let's give out a point over here, let's come to this particular point as well. Okay, so let's come here, let's give it a cut, and over here also I will try to give this one up a better cut. So let's come here, and you guys can just take up your own time. So let's come here, let's give this one up a cut, let's come here onto this position as well, let's come to this edge, and now again what I'll do is I will come to this particular anchor point, and I will just join this particular anchor point right over here. So now I have just selected this whole thing out here with my pen tool. And the next thing what you are going to do is you are going to go to the object option again, and from lock, what you guys can do, you guys can just unlock all. So the shortcut key is Alt plus Control plus 2 from your keyboard. Otherwise, if you are a Mac user, is Command plus Option plus 2 from your keyboard as well. So I will just click on unlock all over here. So now to the shape over here using the pen tool which I have created, if I want to give up any color, let's come here into the color option and let's give out this color. If I just click on OK over here, that will basically be applied. Okay, so let's come here. If you do want to give out any color, you guys can come here and give up any color accordingly. So now let's try to give this one up a color. Okay, so let's come here, let's go to this color option, and from here let's try to give out this color. Okay, so I will just click on OK, and over here you guys can see how my image will basically look. Okay, so over here you guys can see the total cutout of the image right over here. And the next thing what you need to do is you need to go to object, and from object you need to select this clipping mask. Okay, so let's come here, let's select this object, let's go to clipping mask, and let's click on make. Okay, so I will just click on OK right over here. So now over here, let's select both of this. Okay, so not only one object, not only the thing which you made with your pen tool, but also the image itself. Then right click, go to make clipping mask, and over here you will get a clipping mask made quite like this. Okay, so once you are done making the clipping mask, if you want me to zoom in, and over here I will also be showing you guys about the corners over here and how I am going to actually give the feather to all of this. So now let's come here, let's go to this effect option, and from effect let's go to stylize, and from stylize let's come here and let's select the feather. Okay, so over here you guys can see how the feather basically looks. Okay, so if you do want to decrease it, and if you want to check out the preview, you guys can come here, and from here you guys will be able to check out the preview itself. So come here, and if you do want to increase it, so come here and make sure to increase the feather of this one. Okay, so let's come here, and now let me just decrease the feather maybe to somewhat around 6. So I will come here and I'll just decrease it around 6. Let's see the preview quite over here. And now also this one looks too faded. Let's come here. Let's see the preview over here. Let's come here. Let's check out the preview. And now once I am done, what I'm going to do is I am going to click on OK. So now let me just zoom out from here. Let's come here, and from here, let's just zoom out. Okay, and what you're going to do now is if you do want to increase the size, you guys can just click on shift, and from here you guys will be able to increase the size. So the same way, let's come over here onto the other side, and from here now I will be able to decrease the size as well. So now let's come here, let's maintain this particular line, and now what I'm going to do is if I do want to bring it down, I will just select my arrow key. from my table, and now I will be able to bring it down as well. So now from here, let's just place it somewhere around here. And now if you want me to give this one up a different color, so for that, again, I need to create one rectangle shape. So I will come here, and from here, I will try to create a rectangle shape all over here. So let's take this whole page up. Okay, so and now let's try to create a rectangle box. Okay, so what I'll do is I will come here, and now I will just put this thing over here on top itself. And now if you want to work on with the sides as well, let's come here and let's just give them some sides over here as well. Okay, so now once you have selected that particular rectangle, what you're going to do is you are going to put that one here on top. So you guys can come here, and if you do want to give this one up a different color, so let's come here, and over here you guys will be able to give this one up a different color, and any color you guys want. So let's come here and let's try to give this one some dark color. Okay, so let's come here, let's click on OK, and now you guys need to select your move tool or the selection tool again, right click, and let's come here and let's go to arrange. And from here now select send to back, and this is how it looks. So I will come here, and what I'm going to do is going to right click, let's click on arrange, and now I will just send backward. So now over here, as I have created this particular rectangle, what I'll do is I'll come here and let's give this one up a color which I want. So now let's go with something green. And now I will just click on OK. And over here, you guys can see my whole page has this particular green color. So now again, I will take my move tool or the selection tool, right click, and from here, let's go to arrange. And from here, now I will just click on send to back. Okay, so I do have this particular icon right over here. Let's click on shift if you do want to increase the size, and shift from this corner as well. Okay, and over here, as you guys can see, now I do have my particular image right over here. So now let's come here, let's click on shift, let's match this one, and now this is how it actually looks. Okay, so if you do want to change up more colors, you guys can come here and let's go to this rectangle, and from the rectangle you guys will be able to choose some different color as well for this particular rectangle. And lastly, if you do want to save off this PNG, let's click here on file, and from file let's go to export, and let's come here and let's save for web legacy. And the shortcut key is Alt plus Shift plus Control plus S from your keyboard. So now I will click right over here, and this is the image, how it actually looks. And now I will just click onto the save option. Let's go to desktop, and from here, let's go to my resource file, and let's name this one as background removing. Okay, so I will just name this one as background removing, and I will save this particular file up. Okay, so this particular file has been basically saved, and over here the same way, if I want to save up the Illustrator file, let's go to file, and from here let's go to save as instead of export. So now let's click on save as, and I want to save it here on my computer. Let's go to desktop, let's go to my resource file, and over here let's name this one as background remover. And now I will make sure that this one is in .ai file, okay, the Adobe Illustrator file. And now I will just click on save. Okay, and this type of window will basically pop up. Make sure to click here. Okay. So now over here, you guys can see my file is getting saved, and it will be saved now itself. And if I just close it right now, you guys can see I do have closed down my particular image, which I do have actually cropped and changed its background. And let's say now you don't want green background. Again, you guys can come here into your Adobe Illustrator file, and from there, just make sure that you change the color of the rectangle, but not the whole thing out. Okay, as I have already used the clipping mask over here, and also I have used other things like using the pen tool and all. So make sure just to change the color in which you want the background as well. Okay, so the same way, if I come here again, let's say I will just open this particular file. Okay, so now over here, instead of this color, let's come here, let's take out this rectangle, and from here what you want to do is you want to take some gradient color. Okay, so let's come here, and from here let's click on to this gradient option, and from here let's try to place up a gradient over here. So now what I'll do is, if you want me to merge all of these layers, let's come here and let's just select all of this. Let's come here and let's just select all of this layer right over here. And now let's click on Control M. Otherwise, you guys can come here and you guys can merge from here itself. Okay, so let's come here. Let's just bring this particular thing down. Let's select this layer. And now from here, let's try to delete this one. So now I will just drag this one and bring it over here into the delete option. And from here now, let's say if I just come right down, okay, let's take this rectangle. And from here now, I want to apply some kind of gradient. So let's say, let's come over here and let's try to apply some gradient. I will be able to apply different kind of gradients over here. And also I will be able to change up the color as well. Let's double click, and from here you guys will be able to choose the color in which you want your middle part to be. So let's come here, let's go with something yellow. So let's come here and I'll just go with something yellow. And now over here, I want to add another layer. Okay, so let's come here, and from here now, let's go to this particular option. And now I want to add up a different slider. So you guys can come here and let's take up a different slider out this place. And now again, let's come here. Let's select this one. Let's just move it up somewhere over here. Let's double click. And from here now, let's try to take out a different color. So I will just try to take out a different color. And lastly, for this black, I will just change its color to something different. So let's come here and let's select this particular color. And what you can do is you guys can just click outside, and here this one is applied. So you guys can come here and make sure that how this one will basically look. Okay, make sure you just keep all of these things properly right over here. Let's select this one, and now I will just delete this one. Okay, so I will just delete this particular stop. Let's come here, let's place it quite like this. And yeah, this one basically looks quite good. If you do want to increase the color or if you want to decrease it, you guys can come here and you guys can basically work on with all of this color itself, how your gradient will look like. Okay, so again, if you want to save up this file, let's go to export, and from here let's go for save for wave. So come here and let's select this particular color. Let's click on save and background remover 1. And now let's go to desktop. Let's go here onto my resource file, and from here I will just save this particular image up. Okay, so this is how you guys can create some stunning visuals by removing the background and duplicating or replacing it with a different background which is just created by yourself. Okay, so now let's close this down, and I hope you guys have understood this class on how you will be able to remove the background of an object, okay, in an image. So here this was quite an interesting and quite an important chapter on how you will be able to remove a background. Okay, using Illustrator you guys will be able to edit or cut out an image quite properly and quite smoothly. So I hope to see you all in the next chapter where we'll be learning more about Illustrator. Till then, take care and goodbye everyone.